But hi, what up, Gamerheads?
And Gamerheads, wow.
It's like,
hey guys.
God.
It's like the Avengers, only, we all suck.
So we're more like the West Coast Avengers.
Oh! Let's start the show. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Controller Throwers podcast. This is podcast episode number 90. We only have to... Hold on, let's wait for Sherry to get it out of her system.
Sorry, that was me.
She's trying to shake her head, keep going.
We're all adults here.
This is episode... Don't mute yourself. It makes the show more interesting.
I know that the timing was perfect. I'm sorry, sure.
This is episode number 90
she's back.
For Tuesday, February 12th, 2019. What up, everybody? I am Mike. With me, as always, is Mr. Kurt.
Hello.
And Mr. Brian.
Hello, everyone.
And Miss Sherry. Okay.
I have tears. I'm sorry. I can't get it together. Hi, everybody.
It's going to be one of those shows. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, let's before we jump into the news, we got a couple public service announcements. Actually, I think just one. But anyways, tomorrow at 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, Nintendo is having their Nintendo Direct.
Ooh, excited.
It has been ages.
Ooh.
I think the last real major Nintendo Direct that I watched, I know they did an Indies one, but it was just kind of thrown together. Yeah, Sherry's done. I think the last time, there was one in November for Smash. But then before that, there was one that when I was in the hospital, I remember I woke up at 2 in the morning. Right. And I was like, there was a Smash Direct today, and I took my phone out and I watched it. That's where they announced Simon Belmont, and I was like, yeah, ow. So yeah,
That's right.
Very exciting, very exciting. So tomorrow, Nintendo Direct. We're hoping to get all sorts of information. The only thing we know is they're going to give new information on Fire Emblem for the Switch, and that's the Fire Emblem, the 3 horses for the Switch. I know, it's 3 houses. I'm just messing around.
I totally wanted 3 horses.
That would be cool, too.
Yeah.
Does Fire Emblem have horses?
Yes, there are also horses with wings.
So it could be 3 horses.
There you go.
Better have 3 horses.
At least. So let's throw out some quick predictions. What are you predicting they're going to announce? What are you hoping they're going to announce? And such.
I definitely think that they're going to give some sort of release date for Animal Crossing.
Oh, that's what I'm
hoping.
Because they've been teasing it for quite a while now, and I think it's time that they throw out a release date for it.
Oh, I want to see everything.
If I can just jump into really quick, I was going to add they're going to have a little bit of footage for Animal Crossing, a little bit of gameplay footage for Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited. I really hope they show off Animal Crossing. I hope they don't delay it. They can't delay it after they delayed Metroid. If they delay Animal Crossing after delaying Metroid Prime 4,
yeah, that would be a tough pill to swallow.
Oy. So I've seen some of the rumors. Sherry, you posted in the chat the bingo card that was.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, all that stuff was kind of rumored. So, I'm hoping.
Well, yeah. So that's why it's there. It's all the speculation, We should play.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that they announce the Metroid Prime trilogy. Actually, I was talking to my cousin who does a gaming podcast as well, and I was saying, how much easier would it be if Nintendo just threw Metroid and Super Metroid in there and just called it the Metroid Collection?
Oh.
I mean, seriously, that's only another, probably 16 megs?
And it would give people something to do while waiting for the new Metroid.
Right. I don't know. But I think that would be cool. But I'm hoping that the rumors are true about the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Okay.
What about you, Brian? You got anything?
I have a couple. I'm thinking they're gonna say something, Smash Brothers related, like new characters or new levels.
Yeah.
I'm hoping this one is just a hope that they're going to do like a teaser or some type of announcement that they're either starting production or starting or working on a new Star Fox game.
Oh.
That it's just going to be like a quick 5-second teaser and then they're going to be done with it.
I would like that.
Yeah.
It's high time they have one. I think it's high time they bring that back.
Yes.
And then I have one far out crazy conspiracy theory that I think is going to just drive everyone nuts.
Ooh, do tell.
And this is going to be this one. I think will just blow the doors off of everybody. A Mario mobile.
They have a Mario mobile.
A new one.
Oh, okay.
Do they really?
Yeah.
Do they really?
Super Mario Run. It's
Yeah, but it's just a running. Like it's not.
Yeah. If it's just one of those Dinner Dash clone games, and no, I think more along of a true side-scrolling Mario.
Gotcha. More traditional.
Yeah.
But you know what? Diner Dash is a good game though.
Mario Temple Run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying it's not, but I mean, how many different clones of these same games that you have?
Speaking of clones, Apex Legends dropped last week. So, I don't know. Kurt, how about you? Any predictions? You have any bombs to drop?
Labo 2.0.
Nice.
Kurt just ruined.
In reality, I want to say that they're probably going to expand on the cross-platform. Maybe announce a game that's cross-platform, or something that's in the works.
Interesting. The direct is about 35 minutes long, which for Nintendo is more than enough time to show off a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times the stuff they show off are like quick hits. Xbox Live on Switch. Yep, we talked about that last week. That's extremely interesting to see all that. So I don't know. We'll wait and see what Nintendo has in store for us tomorrow. This is like the longest distance between any two major directs that we've ever had. So there's 5 games. There's like 5 games that they've got that they haven't even announced dates for. Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion 3, Pokemon, Fire Emblem.
Oh, yeah, that's right, the new Pokemon.
Yep. Fire Emblem and I think Daemon X Machina is one of them. And then, of course, Yoshi's Crafted World comes out next month. So, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So, everyone get your hype hats on. Don't take the day off of work like we did for E3 and then be completely disappointed that you took the day off of work for E3 just to see that. Anyway, so let's get into the news. So back in December, Activision announced that they are shutting down Guitar Hero TV, which is the online-only portion of Guitar Hero Live. Considering the fact that Guitar Hero TV added over 200 songs to the on-disc 23 songs, people are not very happy. So now Activision has announced that it's offering a refund for any customers who purchased Guitar Hero Live after December of 2017. There hasn't been a specific statement as to why Activision is offering the refund, just a blog post detailing how you can get a refund. In order to get this refund, though, you had to have purchased Guitar Hero Live between December 1st, 2017 and January 1st, 2019. Activision requires a receipt or a credit card statement, of course, as proof of purchase. You just need to submit the claim form before May 1st, and you'll be refunded your money. If you have no proof of purchase, your refund will be reviewed but not guaranteed, which means denied. For those of you who don't want the game, though, it is available for PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U, Xbox One, PS4, and PC.
Okay, so why were people not happy with it, or what's the reason behind the refund?
So Activision there were two parts of Guitar Hero. There was the traditional Guitar Hero with the songs that came on the disc, but then they had an online component where you can access hundreds of songs through their online servers. And they decided to shut down the online server.
Oh, okay. So it's nothing that they're just shutting it down. It's nothing that
they just
licensing rights or anything that that wasn't working or lag time or anything. They're just not doing it anymore. Okay.
They're not doing it anymore. So this is kind of a bummer because. Go ahead.
Yeah, but at least you're giving your money back.
I'm not getting my money back. I can't get it. I purchased it before December 2017.
Okay. Well, at least.
Okay. Well, what did you pay though?
Recently did it.
I got mine from Santa.
Oh. Okay. Well, then what did other people pay?
Well, when it first came out, it was $100, but then after a few months, it went down to like 60 because it wasn't selling very well. So, and it really aggravates me that I ended up buying that game instead of Rock Band 4. Because Rock Band 4 is now impossible to find, and if you do find it, it's very expensive.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I did enjoy it when I had it, or I did enjoy Guitar Hero Live, but the only songs I played were the songs on the online one, because that's where all the good songs were.
Right.
So this kind of stinks, but I can't get a refund, but, good luck finding your receipt from December 1st of 2017.
Right.
Credit card statements, yeah, I could see that. Like if you have buy your stuff off Best Buy like I do, and you've got that purchase history, that can work. But just so everybody knows, if you bought Guitar Hero Live after December 1st, 2017, you can get your money back. Hooray! I guess you got to give props to Activision for doing something like that. That's very un-Activision-like.
Very un-gaming like. I don't think there's been any game developer that's actually done that.
That's offered refunds for their game that yeah. So anyway, like I said, if you do get your money back, feel free to donate to the Controller Throwers Fund.
Oh boy.
We would greatly appreciate that.
I need more P-pop. Okay.
And things that will not cost you any money, and if you want to travel back to 2006, Crackdown is now free on the Xbox Live Marketplace, allowing you to get the game on the 360 and the Xbox One. This is being done to coincide with the release of Crackdown 3. Microsoft did not say whether or not the game would be free forever or for a limited time. However, as the deal is to celebrate the launch of Crackdown 3, it's best to get it right away. Crackdown 3 is scheduled to launch on the Xbox One and PC on February 15th. So this week, Friday?
Yeah,
nice.
Friday.
It's good.
Nice,
That's great.
nice.
They've been waiting a while for that one to come out.
Mm-hmm. And Crackdown was the very first game I played on the 360, thanks to Mike for letting me borrow it.
So I was looking forward to I was really looking forward to Crackdown when I got my Xbox 360. Remember how much time we poured into that? Like there were like those collectible things or
finding all the hidden items. Yes.
They were just it just took up so much of our time. Between that and Geometry Wars on the Xbox 360, oh man, did I spend so much time. So yeah, for those of you who never played it and you have an Xbox One, this guy right down there. Well, Crackdown, it was a really fun game, especially when you play online with other people. So,
Sweet.
yeah, so pick that up. And if you do get it, you can thank Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Probably would stay up till like 4 a.m. just playing Crackdown.
You're
just,
awesome.
like, flying around the
Oh wait,
city.
no, you're on the other side. You're awesome, Brian.
Yeah, just jumping from building to building, or just looking for any little possible trinket we can find that say, hey, we got another one.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Well, sweet. Speaking of Microsoft and things, Microsoft and 343 have announced a traveling Halo event. The show will have all kinds of fun games, panels with Halo creators, and more. Halo Outpost Discovery will take place. That's weird. Halo Outpost Discovery will take place during summer visit. Am I just reading this wrong?
No, that's I was in a rush.
bad.
Thanks for calling out my terrible English skills.
Sorry.
Halo Outpost
Halo
Discovery will take place during the summer and visit 5 major cities across the United States.
There we go. Thank you. So let me just start this over. Halo Outpost Discovery will take place during the summer and visit 5 major cities across the United States. The show will feature a Halo ring, Warthog, Halo-themed laser tag, and VR simulations of Halo adventures. And, of course, there will also be games and stations and set up to play the popular first-person shooter. So the dates are July 5th through 7th in Orlando, July 19th through 21st in Philadelphia, August 2nd through 4th in Chicago, August 16th through 18th in Houston, August 30th through September 1st in Anaheim. So that's pretty awesome.
Ooh.
Should we go?
So who's going?
I might go. Oh, wait a second. Now, when we're talking Halo, man, let me take you back to a time when
Story time with mine.
Just about to say it.
Let me take you back to 2004, 2005. Kurt, you remember, you came over to my, when I lived in Palatine, how just, like, obsessed I was with that game.
Yep.
At the time, I worked a job where I worked the afternoon shift, so I was 2:30 to 10:30. So from 11 o'clock when I got home from work until 6 a.m. when the sun came up, I was playing nothing but Halo 2. It was my obsession, like, because that's when Xbox Live was relatively new, and it was the experiences were new. Granted, I played a lot of Return to Castle Wolfenstein online, but doing like the capture the flag and Halo 2 online was incredible. I mean, there was no experience like it. It was akin to my first time playing Mario 64. That's like how I felt playing it. Like, it was so, like, amazing. So Halo does have, I do have a soft spot in my heart for Halo. And
Okay.
And then when my son first started getting into gaming, we actually played Halo Reach online, split screen against other people.
Oh,
And the
cool.
fun thing, and the fun thing about Halo Reach was that you can save replays and, like, manipulate the camera and everything. So, like, we got to watch, like, he would get one kill, like, he would throw a grenade, like, he wouldn't even know where it landed, but it would still kill somebody. And so we'd like, let's go watch it. He's like, yeah. He's like, I did good. I'm like, yep. So,
Aww.
yeah. So it's I'm excited, and I might actually go check this out. It's at the Stevens Convention Center, I think. Wait,
Okay.
is the Stevens Convention Center, is that where C2E2 is?
I
Yep.
think so.
Okay, so then
yeah.
it's at the other one, Rosemont
Okay.
Convention Center.
I know
yeah.
where that is.
So there's also panels and stuff like that. So
Okay.
you could sit in a real warthog. That's enough for me.
What's a warthog?
That's the.
It's the Jeep type vehicle.
You know, I don't.
Hey, Brian and I were having a conversation. Next generation, we might be getting Xboxes.
Okay. Have fun with that.
We, as in.
Uh-huh.
See, Sherry. I know you're still relatively new to the group, so let me throw this out for you. Whatever the majority gets in this group, the other ones have to get. So,
Oh, yeah, okay.
I thought it was all based around what you want from Taco Bell.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That is true.
Yes,
There is no
that.
lie when it comes to that.
Yeah. So whatever system I win from Taco Bell.
Okay. Okay. Well, speaking of other beloved old franchises, we've been getting a lot of Mortal Kombat 11 news in anticipation of the April release date. In the Kombat Cast live stream recently, NetherRealm Studios announced that Cabal is returning to the roster. In addition, Devora was announced to be another returning character during an Inside Xbox stream. There is one character that will not make it in, though. NetherRealm has confirmed Scooby-Doo's very own Shaggy will not be a guest character. During the stream, community manager Tyler Lansdowne stated, "Shaggy will not be in the game ever. Sorry, dead meme." The series has had history of bringing in outside characters like Jason Voorhees and the Predator, but unfortunately we will have to live without the godlike Shaggy. This all came about due to the popular Shaggy meme, where the cartoon character is revealed to be the most powerful being in the known universe. Due to this popularity, a petition to add him to Mortal Kombat 11 got more than 350,000 signatures. Wow.
It's
Meme
hilarious.
culture, man.
Really quick before we get into anything more serious, I think they should go from, instead of the Scooby Doo Shaggy, they should go from the reggae singer Shaggy. Have him in there.
Oh
go.
my gosh.
Big Chungus, yes.
Big Chungus. Oh my god.
Jess, so Jess, it was funny because I saw the Big Chungus meme, and what I wanted to do, because I saw like all these different Big Chungus games, I wanted to print out a Big Chungus, or make a Big Chungus box art and slip it into a PlayStation game and slap like a used sticker on it and just put it on the counter, or not on the counter, on the shelf at GameStop. Just to see if somebody would try to buy Big Chungus the game.
Yes.
And Brian, you would like Big Chungus. I don't know if
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Retro Green. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Okay, so I have a question, you guys, and
Yeah.
this is going to show how much you know of meme culture. What famous meme character would you want to vote in to Mortal Kombat?
Oh, we all know the answer to that.
Michael Jackson eat popcorn.
I hate it, but I know what everybody else is going to say.
Who's that?
Uganda Knuckles.
Yep. That was my vote.
My vote would be Homer backing into the bush.
Yes.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
But no, I mean that's it's technically possible that they could put Shaggy in there because it's all Warner Brothers owned properties.
Ooh. They just
But-
don't want to.
No, it's a cartoon character. He doesn't fit. Even though the Shaggy meme is kind of funny, just when I only use 10% of my power or something. I don't know. But yeah, that's interesting. I'm looking forward to Mortal Kombat.
We know.
I don't think I'm gonna pick it up though. Not yet.
Really?
Well, here's the thing. Mortal Kombat 9, after about a year, released the complete edition. Mortal Kombat 10, after about a year, released the complete edition. So,
Okay.
yeah. So I think
Gotcha.
I think I can hold off on it.
Okay.
Depends on when Fire Emblem Three Hoses comes out. So, yeah. All right. So, where are we getting into now? We're done with news. Good night, everybody. It's the worst
I just took
episode
my
ever.
way off.
Yeah, you did. All right, so let's talk releases. Brian, what games are coming out this week, buddy?
What games are coming out? We have The Liar Princess and The Blind Prince for the PS4 and the Switch. The King's Bird for the PS4, Xbox One, and the Switch. Hyper Jam for the PS4, Xbox One, and the PC. Canarium for the PS4 and Xbox One. Ali Ali Switch Stance for the Switch, Crackdown 3 for the PS1 and PC, Metro Exodus for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, DreamWorks Dragons, Dawn of the Riders for the Switch, Jump Force, the PS4, Xbox One, and PC, Far Cry New Dawn for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Well,
A lot
lot of games. Yeah, things are starting to pick up again. Let's see. So Far Cry New Dawn, which I found out is from what I understand, is a direct sequel to Far Cry 5.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Jump Force, I know a lot of people are excited about that. We have all these characters from like One Piece and Dragon Ball battling against each other.
Oh yeah.
Metro Exodus. That's a first-person horror shooter.
Yeah.
Thank you for the host, Dark Mage. We appreciate it. Let's see. What else? Ali Ali. That's coming out for the Switch. That looks pretty good. That's a
skateboard game.
the skateboard game, and it's very retro-styled graphics, but it's gotten really good reviews. So, what else? Of course, Crackdown 3. So very exciting. A lot of good games coming out this week. So you've got a lot to spend your money on. All right. So thank you very much, Brian. So those are the games coming out this week. And now let us jump into our retrospective. So for those of you who are not sure, the retrospective is the part of the show where one of the controller throwers is assigned a video game. The catch, though, it has to be a retro game, meaning it has to be 15 years old or older. Their responsibility for that week is to learn about the game, research it, live it, love it, play it if they can, stream it if they're able to, and then come back next week and give us all the interesting information about the development of the game, the release, anything awesome that you can find. So last week, Sherry got she spun the wheel and she got Thrower's Choice. So we chose a game for her that is also near and dear to all of our hearts. Well, Brian, not so much. But that's okay. Sherry, your game was the classic, amazing, beautiful, wonderful, fun, insert adjective here, Goldeneye 64.
Yay! Oh my God, you guys!
Really quick. Indirectly, very close to my heart. Let's just put it that way.
We'll touch on that during my retrospective, actually. So yeah, I have a lot of information, guys. So grab a snack, grab a drink, and plant your butt because I got a lot to say. So anyone who's not familiar, GoldenEye 007 is a first-person shooter video game developed by Rare and based on the 1995 James Bond film of the same name. It was released for the Nintendo 64, which I love dearly. Okay, Nintendo 64 is probably one of my favorite video game systems of the past. It was released for the Nintendo 64 in August 1997. The game features a single-player campaign in which players assume the role of British Secret Intelligence Service agent James Bond, as he fights to prevent a criminal syndicate from using a satellite weapon against London to cause a global financial meltdown. The game includes a split-screen multiplayer mode in which up to 4 players can compete in different types of deathmatch games. The game was developed over a period of 2.5 years by an inexperienced team who had previously worked on the coin-op version of Killer Instinct. Oh. It was partially conceived as an on-rails shooter inspired by Sega's Virtua Cop, before being redesigned as a free-roaming shooter. The game was highly acclaimed by the gaming media, and sold over 8 million copies worldwide, making it the third best-selling Nintendo 64 game. It received the BAFTA, the BAFTA, Interactive Entertainment Games Award, and 4 awards from the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences. Retrospectively, Goldeneye is considered an important game in the history of first-person shooters for demonstrating the viability of gaming consoles as platforms for the genre, and for signaling a transition from the then-standard Doom-like approach to a more realistic style. It pioneered features such as atmospheric single-player missions, stealth elements, and a console multiplayer deathmatch mode. The game is frequently cited as one of the greatest video games of all time. A spiritual successor, Perfect Dark, was released in 2000, while a reimagining of the game, also titled GoldenEye 007, was released in 2010. GoldenEye is a first-person shooter that features both single and multiplayer modes. In the single-player mode, the player takes the role of James Bond through a series of free-roaming 3D levels. Each level requires the player to complete a certain set of objectives, such as collecting or destroying specified items, rescuing hostages, or meeting with friendly, non-playable characters, and then exit the stage. Some gadgets from the James Bond film series are featured in the game and are often used to complete mission objectives. For example, in one level, the electromagnetic watch from Live and Let Die is used to acquire a jail cell key. The arsenal of weapons includes pistols, submachine guns, assault rifles, grenades, and throwing knives, amongst others. Guns have a finite magazine and must be reloaded after a certain number of shots, but the player may acquire and carry as many weapons as can be found in each mission. The player's initial weapon in most missions is the Walther PPK, called the PP7 Special Issue in-game. Most of the game's firearms are modeled on real-life counterparts, although their names are altered, while others are based on fictitious devices featured in the James Bond films, such as the Golden Gun and the Moonraker laser. The weapons vary in characteristics such as the rate of fire, degree of penetration, and amount of ammunition used, a type of ammunition used, and inflict different levels of damage depending on which body part they hit. Stealth is a significant element of gameplay. Frequent gunfire can alert distant guards, and activated alarms can trigger indefinitely respawning enemies. Therefore, to avoid gunfights with numerous opponents, it's advantageous to eliminate soldiers and security cameras before they spot or hear the player. Certain weapons incorporate suppressor or telescopic sight attachments to aid the player in killing enemies discreetly. There are no health recovery items in the game, although armor vests can be acquired to provide a secondary health bar. 4 save files are available to track the player's progress through the game's 20 missions, each of which may be displayed on Agent, Secret Agent, or 00 Agent difficulty settings. Higher difficulties increase the challenge by altering factors such as the damage enemies can withstand and inflict, the amount of ammunition available, and the number of objectives that must be completed. Once a mission is complete, the player may either continue progressing through the story or choose to replay a previously completed level. Completing certain missions with particular target times enables the player to unlock bonus cheat options, which make various changes to the gameplay. Upon fully completing the game on the hardest difficulty setting, an additional 007 mode is unlocked, allowing the player to customize the challenge of any mission by manually adjusting enemies' health, reaction times, aiming accuracy, and the damage they inflict. Now, the multiplayer mode offers 2, 3, or 4 players to compete against each other in 5 different types of split-screen deathmatch games. Normal, you only live twice. The Living Daylights, which is like a flag tag, the Man with the Golden Gun, and License to Kill. Normal is a basic deathmatch mode in which the main objective is to kill opponents as many times as possible. It can be played as a free-for-all game or in teams. In You Only Live Twice, the players only have 2 lives before they are eliminated from the game, while License to Kill is a mode in which players die from a single hit with any weapon. In The Man with the Golden Gun, a single golden gun, which is capable of killing opponents with only 1 shot, is placed in a fixed location on the map. Once the golden gun is picked up, the only way to reacquire it is to kill the player holding it. The player with the golden gun is unable to pick up body armor while opponents can. In The Living Daylights, a flag is placed in a fixed location on the map, and the player who holds it the longest wins. The flag carrier cannot use weapons, but can still collect them to keep opponents from stocking ammunition. Aspects of each game type can be customized, including the chosen map, class of weapons, and winning conditions. As players progress through the single-player mode, new maps and characters are unlocked in the multiplayer mode. So in November 1994, after Nintendo and Rare discussed the possibility of developing a game based on the then-future James Bond film Goldeneye, Hollis told Tim Stamper, Rare's managing director, that he was interested in the project. Due to the success of Rare's 1994 title Donkey Kong Country, GoldenEye 007 was originally suggested as a 2D side-scrolling platformer for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System.
Wow.
Yeah. Can you imagine GoldenEye on the Super Nintendo? I know, that's ridiculous, right?
That would change everything.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Hollis proposed a 3D shooting game for the Nintendo 64 console, then still in development and known as Ultra 64. Thank God for that. He then created a document with all the design ideas he wanted in the game, including gadgets, weapons, characters to use, story digression from the film, and an artificial intelligence that would react to the player's action. Now, Sega's 1994 light gun shooter Virtua Cop was the primary influence on the game, although ID Software's seminal 1993 first-person shooter Doom and other Nintendo 64 launch titles Super Mario 64 were also credited. Features such as gun reloading, position-dependent hit reaction animations, penalties for killing innocent characters, and the game's manual aiming system is what activated upon pressing the R button of the Nintendo 64 controller were adopted from Virtua Cop. At one point, developers planned to implement the reloading of the weapons by the player unplugging and reinserting the rumble pack on the controller, like a clip. But the idea was ultimately discarded at Nintendo's behest. The concept of several varied objects within each mission was inspired by the multiple tasks in each stage of Super Mario 64. So even though the games are very different, they took, ideas from Mario 64.
That's cool.
The team in charge of the project visited the studios of the GoldenEye film several times to collect photographs and blueprints of the sets that were used. Eon Productions and MGM, the companies that control the rights of the James Bond films, granted the team a broad license, and many levels in the game were extended or modified to allow the player to participate in sequences which the film's James Bond did not. Although the reference material was used for authenticity, the team was not afraid to add it to help the game design. John Woo films, such as Hard Boiled, were significant influences on the game's visual effects and kinetic movements. Details such as bullet marks on walls, cartridge cases being ejected from guns, and objects exploding were part of the design. Hollis explained that he wanted players to receive a lot of feedback from the environment when they shot. Work on GoldenEye began in January 1995. It was released on a 96 megabit cartridge on August 25, 1997. The actual development of GoldenEye took more than 2.5 years to complete, and a total of $2 million was spent on the game. Most of the development team, which was composed of 11 people, was inexperienced and had never worked on a video game. As Doak recalled in 2004, looking back, there are things I'd be wary of attempting now, but as none of the people working on the code, graphics, and game design had worked on a game before, there was this joyful naivete. Hollis considered the team very talented and dedicated, with some people working 80 hours a week and occasionally 120 hours a week. Can you imagine that? One of the games, this game has been hailed as one of the greatest games of all time, and the people that were working on it never worked on a game before. That's fascinating to me. Despite low expectations amongst the gaming media and an unsuccessful showing at the Electronic Entertainment Expo in Atlanta in 1997, GoldenEye turned out to be both a critical and a commercial success. In 1998, it sold approximately 2.1 million copies, surpassing The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, which was released in November 1998 and sold nearly the same amount. Overall, Goldeneye sold more than 8 million units worldwide, making it the third best-selling Nintendo 64 game, right behind Super Mario 64 and Mario Kart 64. According to a paper published on the website of the Entertainment Software Association, the game grossed $250 million worldwide. Graphically, Goldeneye was praised for its varied and detailed environments, realistic animations, special effects such as glass transparencies and lingering smoke, high frame rate, and multiplayer games. The zoomable sniper rifle was praised as one of the game's most impressive and entertaining features, with Edge describing it as a novel twist. And Jeff Gerstmann of GameSpot noting its ability to alleviate the game's distance fog. The game's music was praised for its inclusion of the James Bond theme and for adding ambiance to the game. Some levels begin in lifts and feature transitions from elevator music to full soundtracks, which Gerstmann cited as an illusion of the game's attention to detail. However, the omission of character speech was criticized. The gameplay was highlighted for its depth. IGN Doug's Perry called Goldeneye an immersive game which blends smart strategy gameplay with fast action gunmanship. Similarly, Greg Stewart of Gaming Age remarked that players have a bit of freedom as to what they want to do in any given situation and what order the directives are completed in. Reviewers also enjoyed the wide variety of weapons and the objective-based missions, stating that they make the game stay fresh by never having you do the same thing twice. The controls were praised for being more intuitive than Acclaim's earlier well-received Nintendo 64 first-person shooter Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
That was a good game too, though.
Yeah, it was.
Well, back in the day. I don't know if it holds up today, but...
At the time, the multiplayer mode was considered the best multiplayer game on the system, edging Mario Kart 64 by a hair, according to IGN. Edge called it addictive and praised the originality of some of the scenarios, such as You Only Live Twice. So GoldenEye received multiple year-end awards, including the BAFTA Interactive Entertainment Games Award in 1998, 4 awards from the Academy of Interactive Arts and Sciences, Console Action Game of the Year, Console Game of the Year, Interactive Title of the Year, and Outstanding Achievement in Software Engineering. It is frequently cited as one of the greatest video games of all time. In 2007, GamePro placing it 9th in the 52 most important video games of all time, calling it the console killer app of the 1990s and the best game ever licensed from a film. Let's see. It was pointed out that the game paved the way for the later popularity of Halo, Call of Duty, and more. In 2011, IGN journalists placed the multiplayer mode at 17th in their list of top 100 video game moments. And in 2010, Nintendo Power listed GoldenEye as one of the greatest multiplayer experiences in Nintendo history, stating that it is remembered as one of the finest examples of a first-person shooter. In 2011, the game was selected as one of 80 titles from the past 40 years to be placed in the Art of Video Games exhibit in the Smithsonian American Art Museum. Video game journalists have praised GoldenEye 007 for proving that it is possible to create a fun first-person shooter experience on a console in both single-player and multiplayer modes. When the game was released, the first-person shooter was primarily a genre for PC gamers. Journalists noted that the game opened the genre to a completely new market, and that it was the first big console first-person shooter that truly got it right. It introduced stealth elements not seen in previous first-person shooter games, the game's use of realistic gameplay, which contrasted with the approaches taken by Doom clones, and introduction of multiplayer deathmatch on a console are often credited for having revolutionized the genre. In 2001... I'm sorry, I lost my place. I had so much information.
It was very well received and very popular.
Oh, yeah. There's so many accolades for the game. Let's see. Oh, let me touch on this. After GoldenEye was released, Rare began development of a spiritual successor titled Perfect Dark. Using an upgraded version of the GoldenEye game engine, Perfect Dark was released in 2000 for the Nintendo 64. Although the game features a setting and storyline unrelated to James Bond, it shares many gameplay features, including a similar control scheme, mission objectives that vary with the difficulty setting, and cheat options unlockable through quick level completions. Let's see. Then they licensed a bunch of other Bond games that just did not hold up. But there was talk, let's see. An Xbox Live Arcade port of Goldeneye was in development at Rare for several months, with Nintendo of America president Reggie Fils-Aimé stating in 2006 that Nintendo was exploring all the rights issues involved in bringing Goldeneye to the Wii Virtual Console. However, due to legal issues involving the numerous license holders with rights to the game and to the Bond intellectual property, the game was not released on either format. In 2010, an independent development team released GoldenEye Source, a multiplayer-only total conversion mod developed using Valve's Source engine. A fan remake entitled GoldenEye 25 in honor of the game's upcoming 25th anniversary is being recreated in Unreal Engine 4 and is currently scheduled for a 2022 release.
Oh.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
I'd love to see the game in Unreal Engine. Although I love the way it looks. Like, it's just classic. Part of me would love to see it updated, and then part of me is like, no, I want my polygons. So yeah, there was a ton of information, guys, and I tried to dumb it down, but there was just so much to talk about.
You're forgetting there's one thing that we didn't mention that GoldenEye started that a lot of people hate. As far as I know, GoldenEye started. I don't remember any other games before GoldenEye. The escort mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you had to protect Natalia as she hacked into the computer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, playing that on 00 difficulty or 007 difficulty, whichever the hardest one was brutal.
Yep. Oh yeah. I was not fond of the train level. For whatever reason, using that little watch to use the laser beam to get those things off the door to get out of the train before it blew up took me a while.
I will say this game almost caused me to drop out of college.
Oh, story time with Mike.
Yeah.
I gotta hear this.
Oh, I got lots of stories.
Story time with
I got
Mike.
lots of GoldenEye stories. So I was a freshman in college when GoldenEye came out, and that, being in the dorms and everything, that was like all anybody did. Like, hey, who are we playing?
Absolutely.
Where are we going to play Bond today? We're going to play Bond. So, and we played Bond until probably like 2, 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, it was just nonstop, and it was always the one hit kill mode, and it was usually grenade launchers in the temple. That's the way we did it. Yeah. And that included proximity mines. So we played that nonstop, and I will have to say that I was a god at this game. Like, nobody could
Way
touch
to
me.
be modest.
Right?
Moke and his RPC 90, man.
Wow.
Just decimated everybody. There was even a tournament. Our floor had a tournament.
Really?
In our dorm. Yeah, and myself and my roommate made it to the final, the championship. And the guys, they tried to trick me by one of them allowing me to chase him around a corner where his friend was waiting, and they both had RPC 90s, and I had a shotgun. I took them both out, and they got so mad they just started yelling. And it was so cool because they had 2 televisions, and this is what used to do the hardcore players. You had the 2 televisions, and you put cardboard on the bottom part on one TV and on the top part of the other.
Yep.
Yeah,
We are showing our
humble,
gaming
too.
age, you guys.
Yeah, that was true multiplayer.
It was, yes.
And we ended up winning the tournament,
Nice.
the floor tournament. But this game was just... I also love the cheats that you can unlock. Paintball mode, big head mode.
Big head mode, yep. My God.
What did you win really quick? Like a Papa John's pizza or something?
Admiration and
that's
respect
what the
from
loser
his
got.
peers.
Yeah. I won the ability to walk around with my head held up and say, like, get out of my way. I want to go on the elevator by myself. You wait for the next one. Yes, sir, Mr. Mike. So yeah, no, I loved it. So sure, you played this game too?
Oh, I played the hell out of this game. I have so many memories playing 4 players this game constantly, and hating throwing knives with a passion. I don't know why, but I just could not get throwing knives down to save my life. I absolutely hated that. But other than that, so many nights staying up playing with friends, and just this game is amazing. I still have it. I still have it. I still have a working Nintendo 64, and I should probably pull it out sometime. Maybe I should,
There you go. There's only, if you're playing multiplayer, and I don't know how this happened, how everybody across the entire country, or the world for that matter, always had this one rule of multiplayer. What was the one rule of multiplayer?
No odd job.
No odd job.
Because that was cheating, and you know what? One of the developers came out and actually said that too. They said if you pick odd job, you are cheating. Yeah. So
okay, so someone who's never played Goldeneye, because again, I jumped in at the Perfect Dark, and like you guys, I played Perfect Dark the same way you guys played Goldeneye. Why was picking odd job cheating?
Because he was shorter, so he had a smaller hitbox.
Smaller target. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Good time.
That's right, Taco. Good job. Sorry.
Oh, we heard that.
Yeah.
All right. So good. Well, thank you, Sherry.
Oh, you're welcome. It was my pleasure. Yeah. God, I love that game.
So this time it is my turn to spin the wheel of destiny. Let me share my screen so you guys can see what I'm spinning for. All right, so...
A new car!
A new car, yeah.
We should throw that on there.
All right. Well, thank you, Sherry. Thank you for that in-depth GoldenEye
retrospective. I told you I had a lot of info.
Yeah. All right, so let's see what game I'm going to be talking about next week. And here we go. Come on. Free pass.
No win.
Watch him get it, too.
I want that free pass. I deserve it. Oh, and there it goes.
Oh,
shoot. No, we have to respin. I got the Punisher again. We already did the Punisher. I knew that was going to happen.
Why didn't we take that off?
Look at that!
Oh my gosh!
It's Mylan's Secret Castle.
I was just reading about this.
A game that was recommended to us through our Twitter. So if you ever want to see a game on the Retrospective, send us a message at TC Throwers. We'll be happy to throw it on the Retrospective wheel. So this is a game recommended by a listener. So my game is Mylan's Secret Castle. Awesome.
There you go.
There I go.
Yeah,
what is it?
Came up in my God, it was
I don't
in my
even know
news
what it is.
It's for the NES. It's like a puzzle.
Apparently, it was
platformer.
like a terrible game.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's an interesting.
I've never heard of it, so I'm intrigued.
What have I gotten myself into? Oy.
We'll find out next week.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yep.
If I don't cancel the podcast.
Jeez.
Just like the whole thing. Anyway, all right. So thank you very much for that, Sherry. So let's get into what we're playing. Sherry, I know you can go first.
I watched people play games.
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty close, right?
You get a pass. You get a pass this week.
I was on vacation. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, there was an
I'll
arcade
start playing
there.
Stuff soon. I promise.
You sent me a picture from an arcade you went to, or in a pizza place or something.
I didn't play any. I'm sorry. I know.
That's okay.
I was bad. I will start playing. You know what? I plan on streaming and playing The Last Guardian pretty soon because I want to keep that rolling so I can get into Shadow of the Colossus. So that will be coming up very soon.
You need to stream. Absolutely have to stream that.
I will. I will for sure.
You're gonna stream stuff?
Shh. You don't stream either.
I didn't say I did.
That's the pot calling the kettle black. So don't. No.
I didn't say I did. Just saying. I'm impressed. You're.
All right then. Well, before this gets out of hand, Kurt, how about you? What did you play last week? All this week?
Nothing.
Nothing? No Clone Hero? No.
Jeez. No, actually, this week I don't think I did play any Clone Hero. I did play a little bit of Minecraft, but like not a lot. This week has been a very busy week for me. I haven't been able to get anything really done.
Okay.
It happens.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
cool.
Episode ever.
No,
Brian,
well,
I know you
the
can.
retrospective makes up for it because
Right.
that was so much information. I was floored by how much
Yeah,
information.
there was a lot, and I cut a lot of stuff out too. I'm sorry.
Wow.
But hey, I enjoyed it.
All right, thank you, Brian.
Well, I played more Red Dead Redemption,
Yay!
and I don't remember if last week I mentioned I finished Chapter 3. I might have. Haven't started Chapter 4 yet because I'm still stuck on my stupid challenges. I'm up to 53 out of 90.
Wow.
But I've said this every week. I'm getting bored of them. I'm getting sick of them, and I'm still trying to say just get maybe one more level completed so I can get another full set of holsters and gun belts and everything. And I know Friday when I was talking to Mike while we were playing, I was in Saint Denis, and I had a $10 bounty because one of my missions was to rob town folks of up to $50, which, hey, great, you're getting about 32 cents per person.
Oh.
But you go into the rich part of the city, and you can get up to about $3.75. Anyway, a $10 bounty on me, and I could not figure out why I was relentlessly pursued and chased by the law. I mean, they would not leave me alone. And it got to the point where I just got so frustrated that I just took out my weapons, my gold-plated weapons, and started shooting.
It was one of those Brian moments while you're talking to Brian, and it gets you can tell he's getting really frustrated, and it gets real awkward.
So needless to say, before I was eventually killed, my $10 bounty went up to about $375.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I took out quite a lot of cops.
Nice.
And I couldn't realize why. I couldn't figure out why I was so hated until the next day when I was playing again, and I saw my honor level, which was just about down to being the most hated person in the world.
Oh.
It was way down towards the red. So yeah, I am not well liked in that game as my character. One of the challenge cycle that I'm going through now, or the set that I'm trying to collect, is the bandit set, which is you're robbing people and I loot everybody. So I'm a degenerate in the game.
You're a terrible person.
So you're a bad cowboy.
I am.
Oh my goodness! You're a bad cowboy, Brian.
As I joked with Mike earlier today, I am evil because I have the pencil thin mustache.
Yes.
The character has the pencil thin mustache, and that is why I'm so evil, because every bad guy in the old westerns has that pencil thin mustache.
Yep.
That's great.
And I played actually twice. I played it, but not very long. I got back into Minecraft.
Oh, look at you!
Wow.
Yeah. Not to say, I mean, I started a new world and I just looked around. I didn't do much of anything, and I saw some of the new stuff that they've added. I didn't see any pandas or anything, but I kind of read all the updates that they have. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe we'll start something, maybe we won't. I haven't really decided. I kind of, on creative, just flew through the map so I can unlock it, so I can see the whole map. And actually today, while I was at work, some of the students wanted to play. They have my old Xbox 360, and on their free time they can buy electronics. So they went out and they bought it, and they asked me to play with them. So I was teaching them today how to build a railway system.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yes.
I want to take that class.
It's not a class. It's just free time. Although I was thinking to myself, I'm like, you kids build the worst, pointless stuff. I wish I could just show you kids, some of the stuff I built, let alone like the stuff like how Kurt builds or you, Sherry, how you two can build something. I just show these kids, hey, look, I can flip a switch and make a light go on.
Ooh, that's impressive because that's the stuff I can't do.
It's like they build these square houses that are like 100 blocks tall, and I'm like, that's it? That's all you guys got? Where's your creativity?
Yeah.
So yeah, needless to say, I was showing them how to build a rail, and they were really into it. So I'm hoping that, because they're like, well, we got to get we got to fly through time. I'm like, don't fly, build a train. So hopefully they'll start doing that. But those are the 2 times I played Minecraft this week.
Nice. We have to get you on a PC Master Race, so this way you don't have to keep on updating and starting a new map.
Yes. Play with us. Play with us.
That's, and that's the one reason why I can't stand playing Minecraft anymore, because I hate the idea of having to put in so many hours and then to say, oh, you want the upgrade? Great, start all over again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why you play with us.
Side.
That's why you play with us.
You mean, with the exception of last week, when you guys didn't play anything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You guys play, and Kurt, you play what, 5 o'clock in the morning?
No, I play at night.
After
work.
Oh. So that was all you played?
That's it.
All right.
That's all.
So I also played some Red Dead 2, and I know I'm like I said, I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but usually on the podcast every week I'm like, I played this game and I played this game and I played this game and this game. For 2018, I'm trying a new resolution where I am going through one game before I jump into the next. 2019, thank you. Going through one game.
I wasn't going to let that go.
Before I jump into the next
in time.
So I want to get through Red Dead 2 before I start playing Spider-Man or Boy. So
Boy.
It was
would that include the online play too? So once you're done with the story mode in Red Dead, you're done with the online play too, or is that?
No, I could still do the online stuff.
So it's just single player campaigns.
Story modes, yeah. So I just finished chapter 4, or no, I'm in chapter 4, and man, it is crazy in that game how much you can miss if you're not paying attention. Like, I don't want to give away what happens in the story.
Yeah, no spoilers, please.
But there's a point where it was a pretty it was a very important part of the story, and then you're back at camp, and if you don't, like, you can like choose to go to sleep or you can choose to hang out. So I chose, and I was like walking around the camp and everything, and everybody was like singing a song together, and I was just like watching around and just seeing these very subtle like body language between characters that's like, this is like incredible. And so then I'm walking around, and then I walk into still walking around in the camp, and 2 of the characters are having a conversation which plays directly into Red Dead Redemption 1. And if I was not at that specific spot at that specific time, it was not part of the story, it was not a mission, I could have gone to sleep and missed the entire thing. I could have been in an entire different area and missed the entire thing.
Wow.
But I was in the exact right place at the right time and got this conversation between 2 characters that was like, wow, this is like really incredible to see this. And then another awesome thing that happened was I was going towards a mission, and I'm trying not to get into squirrel mode, where I see something off in the distance and I run over. And so I'm gunning it. I'm riding my horse as fast as I can, and there was a woman on the side of the road, and she was not a mission, but like, sometimes those white dots will pop up and it's something going on, so you can choose whether or not it's just a random event. And she sees me and she turns around and says, "Oh, mister." But she only got "oh" and "miss" out before I completely trampled her. She turns around. She's like, "Oh man!" And I was just cracking up so much. She genuinely needed help. The moment she turned around, my horse was in her face. It was so funny. I'm like, "You're on your own."
Sorry.
So I played story mode of Red Dead 2, and I also have been playing a game on the Switch that I'm reviewing for Gamerheads podcast called Evoland, Legendary Edition. And this game is really, really interesting. It's on the Switch, and it's an RPG, but it's also a history lesson into video games. So what I mean by that is when you start the game off, it looks like a Game Boy game.
Okay.
And every single treasure chest you find changes something in the game. Whether it's like when you get the first chest, it pulls up it makes it color, so it's not black and white. And then so long, Jess. Thanks for watching. And then you find another treasure chest, and it changes the music from no music to 8-bit music. And then it continuously, I'm going to say here, evolves as you play the game. And so it plays like a Legend of Zelda style game, but then you also unlock turn-based battles. So at this point, I've been playing the game enough. And at this point, I'm to a point where the game looks and plays like Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
So it's really cool to see like that progression.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
In just one game, and and it's really, really funny. Like there's a lot of like tongue-in-cheek references. There's an all your base belong to us, all your base belong to us reference.
That's
in
awesome.
It. One of the levels is called the Mines of Noria. It's just lots of different different callbacks to other types of other games and things like that. But that's a good game. That's out on the Switch eShop. You can download it now. I'm enjoying it. It's definitely a very good game, and it's so far worth the asking price. So
nice.
Yeah. So those are the two games that I've been playing. So.
Nice.
So that just about does it for this week's episode of the Controller Throwers. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it. You can check us out on the social medias. You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/TCThrowers. You can also find us on Twitter. That's at TCThrowers. That's at T as in Tom, C as in Charlie, Throwers as in throwing things. You can also email us if you have any questions. We are at thecontrollerthrowers@gmail.com. You can also find us right here on twitch.tv/TCThrowers. We air the podcast every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, so be sure to check that out. If you'd rather listen, you, of course, can find us on iTunes, Google Play, and we are proud to be part of the Gamerheads Network, so you can also find us at gamerheadspodcast.com. That's a lot of words. All right. So, we hope everybody has a wonderful Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's happening?
Yeah.
I'm taking my wife to Arby's.
Oof, you fancy.
That's right.
Can I come?
That's very fancy. I was going to, get her, a frozen cheese stick or something.
I'm just going to throw a piece of bread at her.
There you go. I'm going out.
Here you go. Happy Valentine's Day.
So, yeah. All right. Well, I got to go apologize. So until next week, everybody, have some fun, play some games. We'll see you all next time. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.